Watch out. Again, we can help you to navigate this particular ethical minefield, because there are examples indeed of predatory publishers copying the websites of other established reputable journals in a particular field, such as the example you can see here, in order to trick authors into submitting to those journals. So if in doubt, ask. Reach out to us, talk to us at Bentham Science, at Diffusion Editing. We can make suggestions. We can give you advice as to where you should be considering to publish your work. How to identify predators. Predatory journals are interested in profit, not the quality of the content, and not for peer review. They'll publish anything for a fee, and they are not using reputable peer review. So in the case of Bentham Science journals, for example, you can look online. You can see the editorial board. You can see the editors. You can write to those editors. You can ask them questions. They'll write you back with answers to those questions. These are responsive editorial boards with reputable scientists sitting on them. Check the sites. The best place to look is a website called thinkchecksubmit.org that will help you to make selections for your next submission. Is the journal publisher listed in an international database? Do they use peer review? Who is on the editorial board? Of course, it's very confusing. There are many journals to select from. And of course, don't worry, we are here to help. We provide journal selection advice to help you avoid predators. But be aware. Beale's blacklist, one of the most famous blacklists for international journals, has been removed from the internet, and many of the whitelists that you see online are not reliable. That's why I recommend thinkchecksubmit.org as a first place to look when you are making journal selections. Anybody can submit their articles into international databases. PubMed, for example, that does not necessarily give you an idea of how reputable a particular publisher is. And university libraries purchase journals in bulk. Predatory journals often make up their impact factor, as you'll see in a minute. They lie about being indexed in many of these databases. And you will get caught and often charged, even if you discover that you're working with a predatory publisher and you try to retract. So it's worth putting the time into this if you have the chance. And let me emphasize again this great website, thinkchecksubmit.org. This matters because we all get lots of requests as academics from journals, from publishers asking us to submit to their journals. We get them all the time. But do you know the journal that your PI is submitting to? Are you checking references for your faculty or for a conference keynote? Many authors do not check the articles that they're reading. They don't check the references of the papers that they're citing. You might be responsible, excuse me, you might be responsible as a professor or a supervisor for helping your graduate students choose a journal to publish your work. And so are you able to evaluate effectively these kinds of predatory journals? So important. Here's some examples of fake impact factors that we found online in the past. Companies make up and sell impact factors to open access journal publishers. Many publish articles mistakenly believing that their work is in an impact factor journal, and predatory journals advertise their fake impact factors on their websites. Be aware of these issues as an author. We are interested in resolving the problem of predatory journals because up until now, little or no enforcement has taken place. Publishers operate under freedom of the press protections and they operate internationally. So authors often just want to get their papers published, and open access is one way of doing that quickly. And so for this reason, we are providing education and awareness training in issues such as the ethics of scholarly metrics. I searched for this guy. He's got 2 different Google Scholar profiles and they're quite different. Metrics can be gamed. alternative metrics are available. And this is another problem potentially with using impact factors as a way of assessing international journals. Just issues for you as researchers to be aware of when you start to think about the ethics of your publishing. So what can be done? I hear you ask. What can we do to resolve some of these issues? Prevention, clearer guidelines, change quantity-based assessment criteria, use preprint servers and registers for work once papers are finished, once research is finished. But I think above all, author education, training, and understanding as an international author of some of these issues around publishing ethics, around research ethics, can help people to avoid many of these potential problems. So let's have a look at what we've talked about in this webinar presentation today. We have talked about plagiarism and falsification. We have talked about authorship, and we have talked about reputable publishers, how you can start to think about selecting journals and publishers for your next academic papers. What's the point of all this training? The point of it is to help you be the best that you can be as a researcher, maximize your career, be as efficient, effective as possible with your research. Thank you everybody for listening to this presentation. My name is Gareth Dyke. You can find out more information about us and about Bentham Science by visiting our website. Here's our website. You can sign up for training events in the future at this link here. And of course, if you wish to use our editing services, you certainly can do so by using this discount code of our services into our website. This discount code is valid for the next 90 days. Thank you once again for listening. It's been a great pleasure to present this webinar.